In this video, I'm going to go over everything to do with Bastion routing for the Bastion of Bridge. And this is going to go over everything from A to Z to do with bridge routing. Anyway, the first thing I want to go over is the chalice. This is where you're starting the majority of your routes, probably about 90% of your routes. And where 90% of your runs are going to start from the chalice, so you want to get to the chalice ASAP. Unless you're playing the manhunt route. Anyway, when you get to the chalice, you want to mine about 10 to 16 gold blocks, break them down into ingots, and you also want to craft a gold helmet for most routes, except for Thanos and Pizza route. And if you have sticks or wood, you also want to craft a pickaxe. Okay, so first thing I'm going to go over is the next thing rather I'm going to go over is the ramparts. There is a triple chest rampart, which looks like this, and a single chest rampart, which looks like that. Each side has a 50% chance of generating as each, so it can be right triple, left single, left triple, right single, or double triple. Generally, you want to prioritize the right triple over the left triple, as it's a bit faster, and if you have a triple chest, that's where you're going to be trading. If you have two triple chests, you're trading in the right triple chest. Alright, so first thing is the right triple route. If you have a buried bastion, or you can just play it like this even if you have an exposed bastion. This is the universal parkour you use, which I will show in just a minute. So you can either do it by jumping onto one block and jumping here, powering up and breaking here, or alternatively, you can jump onto here. Oops, I should probably do this in... No, I'll just do it in creative. So you can jump onto here, double stack. It's a bit tricky. Some people like to place this block. I don't even know if I can get it. Anyway, you jump onto this block. You can double stack here, which might be a bit easier. This is very difficult for me for some reason. And you get a bit more height, it's a bit easier to make the jump, and you can even get a block higher. It's probably better people to talk to about doing parkour, but I figured I might as well just show it. It is a possible jump. Anyway. I'll show off the rest of the route right now. So for showcasing purposes, I'm just going to mine 6 gold blocks. You also want to have 1 extra gold block for aggroing that you don't want to break into ingots. I like to just do the simple parkour where you place 1 block and then jump like that. You can do head hitters here if you jump onto the stairs. Block clutch here, block clutch here. I like to throw an ingot out this way so that they move out of my way. And then you place 1, 2, 3 blocks, aggro. You can either place this block or you can place these 2 blocks. I like to hard toggle. Sometimes you'll find that there are piglins down here. So what you want to do is let them loose and throw a few ingots in for them to follow. Now, if there is a triple on the left side, you can jump to it and loot it, or you can even loot it if there's a single. What you want to do is you want to run forward. As you're falling, hold whatever key your jump is. Usually for most people it's spacebar. You want to stay on the left side of this block, and it looks something like this. It makes it easier to make a 4 block jump. chest and go back to the other triple. For this one, there isn't really an easy way to do a 4-block jump, so I like to bridge out one. And collect your trades. If it is exposed and there's a right triple, there's other movement you can do, which I will show right now. And I can use a different hole with it, generally. Some people like to double stack there. As I showed earlier, I'm not the best at double stacking. Yes, I know, it's very easy. You don't have to craft armor for this route. It doesn't really help much. And hard toggle. And that's the route. It's a little bit faster, a little bit more dangerous. It's just a trade-off you can make if you have exposed. The other way to handle exposed, instead of doing this parkour, as sometimes there are hoglins in the middle here, sometimes we use the hoglin skip, which looks a little something like this. You make this parkour however you want to, get onto the tooth, and I like to jump to here, try to at least. It's a bit hard, or at least 1 block lower. And then break these 3 blocks, or a few more than 3, but, and then come through here. I'll show it in action right now. I did demonstrate that a bit messily, so. So you can jump to here, and then break these 2 blocks. That's probably the easiest way to do it, actually. And then break this block, and run through. Alright, I'm going to move on from right triple. Let's move on to left triple. Alright, for left triple, if it's buried, you're always playing Gus route pretty much, or if the terrain doesn't allow for Thanos route, but I will show Thanos route briefly. This one's the other one that you don't really need armor on. Oops, I messed up. I'm going to re-demonstrate this parkour. Something like that. Anyway, I'll show that in just a day. I'm going to redo this route. So you can really do the parkour whatever works for you. I know there's different movements. Some are faster, some are riskier. But this is the one I like to use. Just like that. I made it look much harder than it is from my previous demonstrations. There are a few different holes you can use. I use this one. You have to hard toggle with it. You can use boat movement if you want to get up to the top. Now there are going to be piglins coming behind you. If you stand right about here. Didn't mess up that. Anyway, that's pretty much the route for Thanos route. I'll show it with a different hole really quickly, that way you can see that there are several different holes you can use. and then I'll show each and every hole. So this is probably one of the better holes I'm going to show right now. The only disadvantage with it is it doesn't auto-funnel. Alright, I'm going to show some more holes. Now these holes work for other routes, other left triple routes. But I'm just going to show them all off with the quicker of the two left triple routes. This is one of my other favorites. Oops. I'm going to try that again. I messed up a little bit. For time's sake, I'm only going to mine 6 or 7 gold blocks, rather. Again, you don't have to craft armor. It's just a habit of mine to sometimes craft it. And that's the hole. The other hole I'm going to demonstrate with Gust Route, as this hole works a little bit better for Gust Route. Oops. I'm doing Gust Route right. So I'll explain the details of everything that I'm doing with this route. Oops. Sorry about that. I guess I'll just do it again as I messed up that one. You do want armor for this route. I shouldn't have messed that up. Now I come over here so the piglins come down here past you and load into the hole manually. Alright, now I'm going to explain everything with that route now that I've finally succeeded in it. I'm going to do the same parkour. You can also use the Hagen skip, which I'll show again. It's something like this. And you break these 2 blocks. This last one. Alright, now when you're breaking the gold block here, you want to stand as far back on this block as possible while you're breaking it, and then run forward just milliseconds before you break it. So it looks something like that. Now, I'm going to show the mandatory and the optional blocks that you can place with this route. Alright, so the red ones are optional, the blue ones are mandatory. Instead of this blue block, actually, you can break this block, or you can alternatively place this block. But I like to just place it here, as it's much easier. This block prevents piglins from falling through this hole. Well, they don't fall through on their own, they push each other in. This block makes it a little easier for piglins to pass, as they don't have to swerve around here. Especially if you place this block, you definitely want to place this block. If there's this block right here, they often just slip up right here and end up falling down. This block, often piglins get stuck right here, they don't know how to get to you. Well, actually, they get stuck right here, they don't know how to get to you. So if you place this, they come up this way and around. And this block, often piglins will pile up here and they like to push each other off. So this block prevents them from pushing each other off. Now for the hole, you can use any hole, you can use the one that looks like this. Or you can use the hole where you throw the gold in, break a block, break another block, those 2 blocks above your head, dig down. And right now they're auto-funneling. So you break this chest, and they auto-funnel into the hole. The last thing I want to mention with left triple is there's an imaginary line. I haven't done sufficient testing on where it is, but it's somewhere around the chest. And when you're standing past it, the piglins from the lodestone area will pass down to you. When you're standing on this side of it, they won't. It's just piglin AI being pretty stupid. So you want to make sure you're somewhere over here to get these piglins down at some point, and then come back on this side to make the hole, or to lure them into the hole rather. The other thing is, with these guys, if it's buried, you have to break this block to let the guys that are stuck right here up to you. And then once they're up here, you want to place this block and this block to let them into the hole. Alright, I think that's it for double triple, or for the triple chests. I'm going to move on to double single now. This used to be regarded as pretty much the worst Bastion. Double single bridge, which is 1 in 16, especially if it's buried, but recently there has been a discovery of speed record route, which is very, very good for double single. So I will set it to double single and show you the latest variations of that route. So right now I'm going to show you if it's exposed, how you do it. For this route you do want to craft armor. As you can see, you get a decent amount of piglins. There's even more. Alright. Then what I like to do is loot the left, or for this one I like to loot the right single first. And then the left single. As you usually have time before trades are done. And then do some parkour. And that's the route. I'll explain everything I'm doing. So the general concept of speed record, you make a nice little hole that's somewhere below the snout. This one just happens to align, well, it was purposely made so that it aligns with the edge of the snout. So you can just shift over the edge and they will fall down. It's important that you are shifting over the edge. There are 3 places that you want to break a gold block. The second one is not necessary, but it helps you get a few more pigs. The first of which is same as Gus route. You want to break right here. The difference with it that people don't often do, it's important that you kind of strafe to the right a little bit. Wait here for maybe a half second, and then run through. You can do head hitters if you want, or you can break the gold block. Then you place these 2 blocks so piglins don't get stuck there, and this one above your head. This one so you can walk on it. You don't have to place this one, you can just shift like this, but I recommend placing it so you don't actually fall off, and then you can break 1 more gold block right here to aggro the last of the piglins. The other thing I don't see a lot of people doing is throwing the gold in before you go up to the top. That way any piglins that are nearby can start trading. And I think I'm ready to move on to the buried speed record, or rather the universal speed record route. So this one, if you know it's double single, you should be playing it, and it's buried. This one's a bit niche, as you have to have double single, you have to have terrain such that you know you can see the ramparts, but you cannot do the exposed speed record variation. So same thing, you want to throw the gold in from below. This one you don't, well you can, it helps, but it's not as important that you use it, right? I was on hard mode. So yeah, this would be a perfect example of where you use it. So you can't actually get to that snout to lure the piglins down this way, but you can see, I mean, you can't really see it here, but if you see that there's right single, like if you're coming from that way, you know that that's a right single, you know that that's a left single, then you play this route. So as you can see there, the piglin got distracted by it, and 2 of them went in. Possibly a 3rd. Anyway. You don't need gold in your hotbar for this, but it helps for a little bit of safety. You don't have to break the first block I broke there, just the last 2. I like to aggro here. 1, 2, 3 blocks broken. I like to build up here instead of staying down low, and you hard toggle and they fall down. It's pretty much the same concept, just for buried. This would be another example of where you use it, so I'll show it again, and I'll explain a little bit more thoroughly what I'm doing. So this is to make the hole. This is the simplest way to make the hole. You place a block and break a block. You do the same parkour as we've been doing in the other routes. It's again important. It's not as important for this one that you stand back. So you can hug up against it if it makes you feel better. You break 1, 2. Place this here. You aggro to aggro the piglins by the lodestone chest. And then you break these 3 blocks. I like to break this block before I go down. And then build up a block so they can't jump onto you. And hard toggle so that they fall down. If there are piglins here that don't fall down, let's say this is a piglin, you want to break these 2 blocks, and then break this last one. Then you can proceed to loot the chests. I like to do the left triple first for this one, so you can place this block here and make the jump. Get scuffed because of lava right now. And you don't even have to do right triple here. I like to just do left triple sometimes, especially if you get your obby like this. And you do the same parkour back. Alright, I'm going to move on to manhunt routes now. So let me get out a left triple. Actually, I'll start with the basic lodestone manhunt. So if you can get to the chest, great. If not, punching a piglin suffices. You break through these blocks, break that block, and it's important to hard toggle on any of the manhunt routes. I like to place these 2 blocks. This is a bit scuffed, so I'm just gonna... That was really scuffed terrain. It's really scuffed when there's level terrain with the chalice for doing manhunt. So try to avoid playing manhunt if you have a level terrain to the chalice. So I can get to the chest here safely, so I'm going to loot it. It's important that you punch a pig if you do loot the chest instead of punching a pig. And that's how I make my hole. Alright, so I'm going to go over the hole really quickly. For buried, it's a bit complicated, but it's pretty cool. You place this block here so piglins can't get to you, but you can make the hole. Then what you do is you break it, step back, place this block here, jump onto this block, or you can jump onto this block and jump here. Then you break that block here so that it auto-funnels, and so that you don't get shot by crossbow piglins, you place a block here. Then you mine maybe 1 or 2 gold blocks, and the piglins should be all in the hole, and you can throw the gold into them. For the exposed hole, this one, for this one you want to do something like this. Well, I shouldn't say something like, you want to do exactly this. I like to place this block as well. I don't even know if it helps, but yeah. Then you place this block right here, place these 2 right here and jump onto this. Break these 2, place a block here, break this block, and they should auto-funnel. So I will try to show at least one of them in the actual manhunt route. If not, I'm hoping to get to both of them today. So here, this is exposed. So the piglins are kind of guarding the chest right now, so I'm going to just punch one. Now, I should mention, if you can get out the snout like this, you should be getting out the snout like this. I'm going to punch another one because it doesn't hurt. That was a bit rough. I placed it. Took a little bit too long for that, but anyway, ends up working out. And you break a few gold blocks and throw them into the piglins. You want to keep them trading. So what I like to do is, you have the piglins in the hole, break one, throw it to them, break 2, throw it to them, and then I like to break like 6 or 7. Throw it to them, and break the last of them and throw it to them. Alright. Now I'm going to show off left triple. No, it already is electrical. So I'll try and explain everything as I'm going, but it does hinder my focus a little bit. So you're going to place this lava here and shift over it so the piglins can't get to you. Didn't get any armor here, but that's okay. I will just craft armor. You don't have to craft armor in this scenario, but I like to. Alright. You can pick up your lava, break this chest. You don't, well actually I wouldn't recommend breaking that chest. I'm going to redo that again. Yeah, so definitely don't break that chest now that I think about it. I'm going to throw down gold and loot it. Place these 2 blocks so piglins don't go down that corridor. Break this block. Punch a piglin. And continue your load manhunt. Or your, that's what it's called, lodestone manhunt, as you would normally. You can throw a gold to get them away from there. And it usually gets more piglins than this, but yeah, that's the route. I like to place this block as well so that they don't end up coming down here. Now I'm going to, I don't think there's anything else to explain with that route. I'm going to move on to right. So the right manhunt is still, I'm still working on optimizing it, but I'll show you what we know so far about it. So let's start up the right rampart. So I will try my best to show off what we have so far. I like to let them pathfind down here. And then I'm going to try it fully exposed so I can show it off a little bit better. But yeah, this is, right now it's not safe, and there are problems with piglin pathing, so I would not recommend doing it exactly like this. You can play around with it and see what works for you. But this is what I've been working on. That's the problem, so you want to throw your gold out of it. Ideally, also, you're looting the chest without breaking it, that way you don't have aggro problems. And you can come down here to loot this chest. So ideally you're not aggroing. Oopsies. Should aggro here though. Again, this is still a route in development. But yeah, you want to, I'll show it off in creative, because it's a little bit too difficult for me, but you loot the chests, come down here and loot this one. If you have piglins aggroed on you, you can place this lava and place these 2 blocks. Then you break 1, 2, 3. Pick up this lava, break this block, aggro here. You can either come up this way, but I prefer to go up this way so you actually get piglins. and run through the snout and jump through. So I'm going to try it one last time, see if I can get it right. You also want to place those 4 blocks. And jump down here, hop real hard, and finish the route as you do with left triple. And I got the piglins I needed, so as you can see, it's not a bad route if you can actually do it. But it's, again, very difficult to just get it started. So if it is buried, let's pretend this is buried. So in this case, I'm not even going to bother with the other chest, just because I don't need it. I've got Abby. Do the same aggro, except you jump down here, and hope you don't die. Well, you don't jump down there. You really want to be jumping down. You can jump down through here. Yeah, I guess that's probably the best spot to jump down, right through here. And you do it the same way. I think that's it for the video. I don't know if there are there's not really anything else I'm going to go over. It was a bit sloppy today, but hopefully you got information about it, about Bridge, and how to route it better. Thank you for watching, and yep, that's all. Have a nice day.